Decorate your house with craft from wood. Arts and style, Barbadian wood. Bamboo, cedar and pine. Mahogany, teak, calabash, tamarind is good.
My name is Gregory Nichols. I've been doing art for all my life.
I'm Reggie Medford, Medford Craft World. We exclusively work with local mahogany, Barbados mahogany.
Hi, my name is Fred Otto from Hybrid Studio. I'm a professional artist and designer.
Okay, my name is Marlon Nylon Skeet, wood carver, carving in mahogany for the last 20 odd years.
Hello, my name is Mary Gibbs. I'm an artist, and I'd like to show you some of the work that I've recently been doing with the calabash.
I'm Wilfred Cox.
Ronald Price. My business is journeying.
I've been in this trade now for the past, I start from the age of 14. And at this moment, I'm still working at it.
Hi, my name is Yolanda Amanda Williams Clark. I'm the owner of Williams Legacy, and both me and my husband, Cedric Clark, and we operate in Walker's Valley in St. George.
I only got into wood about 3 years ago. I was invited to the Tampa Yard to watch the guys in action, and I picked that up and never left it out.
In my studio, I produce a wide cross-section of works, creative works, including woodwork, textiles, paintings.
Our product range is quite extensive. Ostensibly, being hand-carved mahogany is a product appeals to the tourists, to the visitors, and so they can get memorabilia of Barbados, souvenirs of Barbados, as well as for the corporate sector. We do a very wide range of award pieces. It has become almost now the signature award that you can get in Barbados, where it is a one only sculpted and designed by myself, which will be exclusive to the individual who receives it.
It's the perfect wood for carving, and I would always say to anybody that asks me about the wood that it would be one of the best woods that you can ever carve. My concepts of what I look at, things in society, things that affect the normal man or the man in the street. I also work on icons, which like the tilt bands, the stilt walkers, the Mother Sallies, that kind of stuff.
Williams Legacy is a legacy passed on from my grandfather to my father, Kenrick Williams. So I just love working with wood. And I mostly make trinket boxes out of local woods grown here in Barbados.
Each of my pieces that I do is an individually painted piece. No two pieces are alike. It's not my intention to produce multiples. My work originates here. I create all of my stuff, sketching, drawing, fabricating, then getting it to market.
Well, what inspires me is actually the wood, as I said, and also the shape of the wood. So whatever the shape of the wood, it determines the shape of the piece.
The actual process of carving is a Medford creation. I can safely say that before me, nobody carved the way we carve. I had no previous background, and it was just a matter of trial and error, working with the wood, working with the mahogany. The result is that between myself and my staff, we've now come up with a totally new way of carving, which you can only see here at Medford Craft World. And in fact, we invite everyone to come to Medford Craft World on Whitehall Main Road, St. Michael. It's free. You can come in anytime during the day, have a free tour, see everything as it happens from start to finish. And I think the beauty, not only for Barbadians, but for visitors particularly, is that they actually get to see a product being made from start to finish all on one site.
The calabash is a gourd that grows on a tree. It originally came from Africa, and it was brought to the West Indies. This is a calabash from a tree in its raw state. It has not been opened. When you open a calabash, if it's a green one, it's filled with it almost looks like cream cheese, solid, so that, and that has to be scraped out, and the inside has to be cleaned. These are some of my designs that I've done. This is a whole calabash, which I have cleaned out on the inside and painted. This design is because I like animals. This one is a cat design, so I've got the face of a cat, each one painted a different color.
Our products is strictly cabinet making, which in people call it joinery. I started, as I said, from a youngster to myself, and then I emigrated, went over to England. Then I furthered my studies up there, happened to got a full technical certificate.
What goes into making these trinket boxes? Well, we would first source the wood. And while we were driving, my husband, when he's driving and going around Barbados and delivering stuff, he would actually come across pieces of mahogany from a fallen tree, or, you know, someone just trimmed a mahogany tree, so he would collect it. If we have to purchase the mahogany, we would. But sometimes we don't always purchase the mahogany. We don't get, you know, have to purchase it. So we use like trimmings. And once my husband brings it home, he would cut it up into slabs, semicircular slabs, and we would leave it to dry or to weathered for like 6 months or to a year. And then afterwards, I would like cut out patterns or actually use the actual piece of wood, just like how it's formed. I wouldn't change anything at all with a log. I would just use that log to actually create drawers coming out of it.
I think at the top end, we do a one-of-a-kind product from the roots. And I must emphasize the roots, because in real terms, until you start to work with roots, you have no concept of the beauty, the exotic nature of the wood. It lends itself to sculpture, and over the years we produced some of the most fantastic, one only in the world sculpted pieces. They have gone all over the world, have been presented to heads of state, have been presented to literally who is who throughout the world. Most
of the boxes, the trinket boxes that we make, are made out of local mahogany. But we also use some tambourine, and we find that really interesting, and we can't even get enough of the tambourine wood now to make boxes. People just love that one, and because of the grain of it, it looks almost like a fingerprint, because each piece of the tambourine is uniquely, definitely different, like a fingerprint. We also use flamboyant and albize woods, but just keep in mind, we only use trimmings or fallen trees to make this stuff, to make what we make.
We are not out there cutting down mahogany trees and making them disappear from the surface of Barbados. Indeed, and in fact, most of our wood come from construction sites, but also what happens is that almost every year there are a number of these big, old, graceful mahogany trees that just keel over. You would find that probably 60–70% of all the old trees that come in rotted at the bottom. I mean, rotted to such an extent that you can actually stand up inside the trunk.
Not also is it bad for the environment, but we are actually into recycling, reuse and recycle. Every single piece of our work, every single piece, the piece that was taken out of the drawer is actually reused to make another box. So nothing is wasted. Even the dust that comes from after the sanding, we actually use that dust and mix it with glue to actually, use in the filling. So every single thing is recycled. The bark on some of them, once it's not cracking up too much or falling apart, we actually use that same bark to make knobs. So every single thing is like reused.
What makes our product stand out is that it's hand carved. I think in today's world, you go and you buy all the stuff off the shelf, but who makes it, how it is made, what's the skill, what's the technique that goes into it, you never see that.
Yeah, I believe that my pieces are unique, and the process makes them Bajan.
Well, it's also authentically Bajan, basically because I'm 100% Bajan, and I'm using 100% Barbados mahogany. So to me, that's 200%.
When people come to Barbados, they don't want something made in China. Hey, get real. They want something that is real, uniquely and intricately Barbadian.
What makes our product stand out is that it's Barbados mahogany. We know the quality of Barbados mahogany, the beauty, the exotic nature, and the fact that when you give it as a gift, the recipient automatically feels, ooh, this is special, it's mahogany.
We have to produce the best, because it's through that no one sees us. So it's through that we get jobs. So what we do it in such a way, we most like doing an exhibition.
The product itself is 100% Bajan, and I'm 100% Bajan.
One thing I will say is that when you're doing this kind of work, you need to produce the best. Take it to its maximum. Since it was in this trade, I've never had real complaints about work that I've done. And In fact, I get recommended by the work that I do.
The pleasure in not only making it, but also seeing the faces of people when they bought the product. After buying the product, the awe that they will be standing in awe, can't believe that it was done by a lady, and it actually brings out the pride of Barbados. That's what makes it really Barbadian, and the pride of Barbados, to see the quality of it. Actually, you can see it within our product, the love, the passion that we have for it, and you look at our products.
Wood, decorate your house with proud from wood. Arts and style, Barbadian wood. Bamboo, cedar and pine, mahogany, teak, calabash, tamarind is wood.